over.
Let's see. Boy, X is right on the money there.
Yeah.
We're really quick getting that out. YouTube, on the other hand, a little slower.
A little?
Just a little. Boy, X is right on the money there.
Okay, hold on. Okay, got it. We got it. Didn't have the problem I had earlier. It is a Tuesday. It don't feel like a Tuesday. I don't know why.
None of the days feel the same.
No, it's
Can't
changing.
figure it out.
It's changing big time.
Okay, those are out. Okay. So as the chat, since we're here, and as the chat's starting to blow up, before it blows up even more, I'm just going to put it out there before we get full of emojis and sparkles and stuff. Happy born day, Jenny Lee.
Yeah, born day.
Get it right out there.
Right on the first.
That's it.
Yep. Everybody's got to have a birthday.
Yes, it is.
So we are here. So wait till we get a little more people, and then I'm doing some readings tonight.
Mm-hmm.
We're going over the path of the 3D, the path of the 5D. So
Okay.
How things are going to change with that, because there's a choice it has to be made consciously of what we're choosing, what path we're riding out on, because that's what I gave a choice on I'll pull up Instagram, on Instagram for the path, and that path, we're literally having to make that choice. And
right.
It's not. Are you guys having a problem with everything charging lately? It feels like it's dying so fast.
Yes, they do.
I mean, everything feels like it's not staying charged on anything. Yeah, so it's just nuts. Okay. So we're at this point. Okay. So I want to talk about, now everybody got upset and offended and on Gail's show about me talking about previously about the med beds and the military in charge of it. They are. But there's a path for the 3D. If they want to get healed that way, they can do it. But the 5D path is not the same. The 5D path that we have already been maturing, transformation, it's creating. I'm taking the path of being able to do it yourself, because the energy upon this earth is here. It's evolving. And so if you're thinking the physical eye and and dwelling into the physical pain, and that is your choice, your conscious choice to say, this is how I have to heal. I have to heal through a med bed. But there's a choice. And I don't see myself healing through a med bed. I see myself healing through frequency and energy. And it's because we're already walking in, living in this med bed. And it's all it is for that to be turned on. Spirits are everywhere. For that to be turned on, we just have to acknowledge that that's the path we want to work in, and that's the path of how we want to do it. So it's just the change is here, and that's that path that's clear on that. on, let's see if I can pull it up my phone, but it's a clear path on making that choice. Either we're going to see red and follow the program, or you're going to see the golden path and that golden energy that we're going to work in. So that is why 3D, I see the military. 5D, I don't. I do not see it. So it wouldn't even make any sense in the 5D to be in a bed.
Right.
So it's, I think it's just a hard one for people to look at and go, we don't need to use a physical device to heal ourselves. But you guys have been working on changing your conscience, changing how you heal yourself, even what you put in your body. So the thing is, this is a part of the other path. Because the 3D, they will only follow what they feel leads them. Ooh, do you see that light coming?
Yes, that's really strong right
you guys
there.
See that? That's nuts.
That's almost like a little verification, isn't it? Mm-hmm.
See, healing. That's nuts.
Showed up just in time.
I know, right?
Look at it. It's even getting
I just
stronger.
want to show that rhythm. So, I mean, that's the whole thing. It's about energy. That's what it's about. So it's a whole process of that. Let me show you the path. If they're gonna let me show you the path with the light, that's so damn bright. I'm just gonna see if I can find it here for you guys. So there was always a choice with that, because with the 3D path, they're still cloaked. They're still that is strange because there's no.
That's.
I don't have any. I got to tell you, it's not, because there's nothing open there. I want you guys to understand. I have no curtains that are open right there.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm going to let it stay as long as it wants. I'm not changing this. It's changing on its own. Do you guys see this?
It is. It's pretty amazing.
It's changing on its own. So they're just.
Tammy says Jenny is the light. Yeah.
Just let them show whatever they want to show. I'm just not going to stop it. Why they're showing that light, showing that reflection, however they want to do it. Mm-hmm. And I mean, and Jeep's been here. The curtains are gray in the back. They're thick.
Yes, they are. And that wasn't doing that a few minutes ago. So
no, it was not. So when we talk about the med beds and healing yourself, I mean, I can't even tell you. It's
Mathis is saying it's a birthday present from Source, Jenny. No doubt.
It might be.
Yeah, it might be. Yeah.
So yeah, that's crazy. Just interesting. So let me try to find this while we're waiting for that to change, if it does.
Okay.
The light. Okay. So there was always a path, and we have to decide. We have to make a decision on that. Mm-hmm. So here's the path. So the path has the keys. The path always had the key, the golden key, the Trump key, the golden path, right? It always had that with the golden road, all of it. It's changing a little now. And then the 3D has the red eyes, the dark path.
Mm-hmm.
and a shadow. Anyway, and the shadow.
It's
So
backing off so you can show your Instagram.
yeah, and I backed off.
That's
So
okay.
this is where we're at, guys. We're making a choice. What we're going to be, where we're going to go. We have to make that a free will, and how we heal, and what we're going to do, because it's a choice.
Hmm.
Um, and in that choice, um, it's like that blue dim light. It's funny how they had the red eyes and the blue dim light for the 3D, because those are two colors they show me for 3D, and then for the 5D was always violet, purple, and a gold.
Okay.
So making that choice is important. So, and I'm telling there's decisions that are going to come more, because we have to make more of these decisions on, here's one that I just talked about, the IRS and the sovereignty of it. Of they're saying, are you going to follow that path of 3D and make it the law, or are you going to follow the sovereignty law and say, it's not part of me no more, I'm a free person? So there was always going to be down to us making a choice, standing in what we truly believe, and we're having to make that choice. And it's not something um and this one like shows the bridge, the cut in the middle of the bridge,
Hmm.
and it's gonna split, because we're going into a split in dimensions, in the whole process, the whole thing. We have to get ready in this process. So let me go back in here. Okay, I have to look at the chat.
That's okay.
So yeah, I mean, I don't know how, you know, this happens the way it did, but we're going to have to make some choices. And your families may not make the same choice you will. And you've got to start to be okay with that. You have to start with being okay with making decisions.
Yeah.
And you can't take the whole tribe with you, because maybe the whole tribe was never supposed to come. And we all had to come to that conclusion
Hmm.
that who we're connected with in the bloodline, which seems to be that gets us stuck in that 3D process. That we have to make these choices. Hold on, let me let her out again. Okay. She's sensing something, so I don't know.
Hmm. Must have been that light.
Must have been. It's gone now. I don't know what to tell you.
Yep.
So anyway,
So making choices, making the
making
choices
choices.
in the family. Yeah.
So, but it's with those choices, you guys are not going to be in a suffering process that you think you're going to be in. You're going to be mourning. You're not going to be mourning the way that you think you are. You're not going into mourning. The soul's going into a more enlightened stage of going back to your higher self. So you will be looking at this a different way and adapting it to it a different way. So that's the thing about it. And it's we're at that choice. Is like, what's the path I'm taking here? I've got to come to that conclusion of that decision of what path am I going?
Hmm.
Am I going this long physical road and doing it in the 3D and thinking that the system's in control of everything again? Or am I doing it in the 5D and moving things in a direction and deciding what direction I need to be in? So we have to make those decisions. Those are coming up because things are falling apart in the matrix way and dismantling in that way. Sorry, guys. Sorry, dog's out somewhere. Anyway, so in that way, we have to make a decision. And you have to start thinking about this in the soul.
Yes.
And don't allow this 3D to consume that. This is the thing. In this 3D system, through marriage, through family, through obligation, through enslavement of our relatives and stuff like that, to make you feel obligated, you got to stop and sever that.
Mm-hmm. The program.
Because they don't care if you they don't care whether you have an agenda with spirit or not. They care about what they can get from you, what they consume from you. It's not going to get you anywhere in the long run with it. It's going to get you just spinning your tail and then regretting not going ahead of the game. So I'm just telling you that this is stuff you need to start thinking about. You have to start thinking on the sovereignty side of things of what you're capable of doing, what your soul is capable of doing, what is your soul capable of moving things in a direction. That whole mental enslavement needs to start to be dismantled.
Mm-hmm.
And not thinking the system's in control. That's the thing. Mm-hmm. Not thinking that the system is in control.
So we have a quick question from Mary in regards to the 5D, 3D. If someone's in 5D, can they still see what's going on in 3D?
Yes.
Can you see
your
family?
3D
can you see everything else?
Cannot see what's in 5D.
Okay.
We can perceive and see them, but they cannot see us. They cannot see our vision because we did the work. But they cannot. Their veil is limited. Ours is not.
Okay. Thank you.
And that's what matters. I mean, my whole life has been trusting Spirit's information. So we're down to the end of this big transformation that we really have to really go in all out with it because it's the next process. The next process is more of a peaceful process. And it's more kinder to your soul and your body and your physical realm.
Mm-hmm.
But that 3D is just going to entrap the mind again and play the same games again. And they really believe that time matters. They really are stuck in that time process.
Mm-hmm.
Leah's asking, stuck in that money process.
Yeah. So question from Leah, can we see them, which you just did answer, and can we help them?
You are there to perceive it, but not carry them. You cannot carry them into the 5D. You can't do that. They have to do the work to get there. But this is the thing about it. Perceiving in the 5D, you are not going to be trapped in focusing on what's going on here. You're not. You'll be focused and so drawn into that light, into that information, that your soul, it's almost calling you home in a different way. And you understand so quickly of how important that is.
Right.
And there was always a choice that it has to be made. In this process. I mean, because everything's already kind of erupted, opened. Are we waiting for the big sound? We are. And when that frequency comes in, some can hear it and some will not. Some will be in tune to it and aligned to it, and some will not. And it's literally, to answer your own question on this, is if you've been listening since a young age and you've woken up in the path, you're already there. You're already aware. You're already wanting the truth. Your soul is already alert to tune into the truth. You're not going to miss it. You've already been thrown to the wolves from your family.
True.
That's the thing. So you have to start thinking you have a choice of what path your mindset's going to perceive. And it's important. And it's so funny now because I don't have a reaction to news at all. I don't have any reaction to it. It's nullified to me because I don't believe it in a process, because it is just an illusion. Now, there's no way to verify what they're showing you in a realness process.
Yeah, that's true. It's hard to get
the only way you really know is feeling it, sensing it. That's the truth, because someone else that says it's real you can't go by that either. You have to really go into your own instinct on this process. It's important. And even with day in and day out, since I was young, and just, it's always with spirit going, someone else can do this. Someone else can find this door. Someone else can find this path. And there's resistance, and there's good days. There's bad days. There's days I'm pissed off about doing it. But I knew the end result is we were going to have to really stand up, and then we were really going to have to fight, and we're really going to have to make a strong decision. It's important. So,
okay. So we have a couple questions on 5D if you want to answer them.
Go ahead.
Will younger children be in 5D?
Yes, because they are not at the mature stage of making that choice. But it also, the ones that are being born are aligned into that frequency. So as a child, they're already lined in it. They're already lined in a path of it. So it's not, they're guided, they're led, they're watched, they're observed in a different way. So yeah.
And are they able to heal themselves as well?
Yes. Okay. It would be more acceptable for them of seeing something and thinking it's more pure than it is evil.
Okay. Thank you.
So, I mean, it's really, that's why I say it with this 4th of July. I mean, look at the process of this. You're not celebrating another year doing the same thing. It has to change in what the meaning is for us. Something has to come out to give you that verification that our world is changing, because that 4th of July is about independence in a different way. But I would think at this phase, it would be independence of the matrix, independence of the enslavement that we've been in.
Mm-hmm.
It's different. That's the thing about it. And so nothing would move me towards the 4th of July unless it was some profound movement of that, moving into the future of the golden age, or presenting, or if the XRP finally went up into the party energy that they say it's going to, because a door needs to be opened and a different independence of the golden age needs to be celebrated.
Right.
That's what's important. So we can ask more questions.
Right. Sherry's asking, when will the split happen? Does that mean we won't see you no more if it takes us longer to get there?
No. I mean, most people here, they're aware. They're looking. They're listening. It's not that. It's just, it's like this at the, what they say, you have a choice when you die. You either take that matrix light and you follow that matrix light, or you follow and sense the real light.
Mm-hmm.
It's a choice. It's a choice of not just following the sheep into the red light. It's thinking independently, not in fear. Whatever the consequences are of thinking and doing things on your own.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, who's binded by the church anymore? Nobody. Who's binded by a religion anymore? Nobody. Who's binded by the financial institutions anymore? We're done.
Right.
The medical facilities, we're done. The education programs, we're done. We're done with NASA. We're done. Oh, look at all that you're done with in a complete circle. And the only thing you can really say that you can depend on is your instinct. It's always right.
Yeah.
That's what will get you through everything. That's what will ground you. That's what will help you make the good decisions.
Right.
To get into a reset point, to reset our lives, to reset how we live, to reset how we eat, how we take care of ourselves, how we curve our young adults to do the right thing again. That's what matters.
Mm-hmm. That's a big thing, the young ones.
Yeah, we're already there. We're already there. So it's going to be an interesting process of where we're going. And I'm telling you, there's some warriors that are not even going to be phased. Anything can drop in front of their face, and they're at a point they don't care. It don't matter.
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't. Understanding and looking at the weather, everything has energy, everything has frequency, everything is balancing off to a certain point, everything is being surfaced, everything is reacting to what's going on in the earth.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know, as we go into the weekend, I think there's going to be some storms coming. I don't want to be eating anything in the 5D. I've always said to Spirit, if there's some energy or appeal that we need to take that I'd never have to touch food again, I'm good. Because you never sit there and see, aliens chowing down. When I go up there and I see them on these councils, no one's ever eaten. Ever. They're not. They're sitting in vibration. They're sitting in tone together. Even communication is in a tone of vibration, and an echo. So, the buffet is not there. Just saying. Neither is alcohol. So let's get over that one. Okay.
Correct.
That one's going to have to go out the door. That's going to be a big deal with a lot of humans on the alcohol, because it's not a need.
Right.
Okay, we can move on to some other questions.
To add to the 3D. Let's see. Fargo's got a question. So as we move from 3D to 5D healing, will we shift from being done to us to being activated within us?
What was the question again?
As we move from 3D to 5D healing, will we shift from being done to us to being activated within us?
It's like new skin, new rejuvenation, walking into the crystal line, being in activation mode. Once you get to full capability, capacity, and understanding that in a frequency way, it's that Lucy, that stillness in the eyes of knowing everything and not blinking or worried or understanding that you're capable of doing so much more.
Right. Okay. Thank you. Alrighty. Switch over. The big beautiful bill passed, right? What exactly will that mean for the planet, Jenny? The whole planet.
Into the right direction. There's layers that needs to be done, and so it starts the dismantling phases, and it starts also taking care of the people that need to be taken care of. This is the thing, I think Medicare and all that stuff, they don't understand that that's going to be stepped away from to have something new step in. So once you're seeing something that's you're codependent on, you're used to seeing, and then something else coming in, taking its place, using a different name, a different title, and they're using it in a different way. Don't be in a fear process with that. Let these new programs start. They got to start to help the land and the roads and the military, and all the drones are going to replace the Mason cops that are paid and bought. It all goes back to a super system that's dialed into everything, observing ChatGPT, quantum system. I'm just saying, the observant of knowing your true intentions and what you're doing.
Right.
So that bill is to start a new era, start to change things. And I like, there's that, but there also is the fact that the ones that they're prosecuting, the pharmacists, the doctors, and I watched, and I put it on Facebook too, that they're coming after you and you're going to jail. You're going to jail for everything you did and what you were involved in. And there's no excuse that, I was doing my job. Well, you were assisting in people's death, and you were promoting the narcotics. They're just like legal drug dealers. The whole government was a legal drug dealer. That's all it was across the board. And just handing it out like candy.
Mhm. Patty's asking, do you see the Mason cops also getting arrested?
Yes. The biggest pain in my ass. So when they're gone, I'd be able to go and get the people that are buried where the Masons has put them and not let you get in the area and solve the case and let the people of the family have the peace that they need.
Right. That'll be a good day. Let's see. Julia's asking,
So
will there be help?
Fuck the Masons. Fuck the Barneys. I'm tired of them. And they're so damn dirty. I mean, your percentage of them that are not corrupted and not buying into the whole crap of the Masons, it's crazy, you know. So,
Yeah.
like I said, the negative right now, you're going down. You don't know what hour it is. You don't know who's going to knock on your door, or who's going to chase you, or what road you can drive on, or what airport you can exit out of, or what train you shouldn't be on. You know why? Because that paranoia is starting to kick in. Because they know everything. And they're coming after you. And you're going to jail.
Yes, they are. Okay, thank you. Another question, will there be help for the seniors on how to navigate all these changes?
Yes, and I do believe there's going to be a community and a council that I've talked to people about this. Because they're at a different understanding and they're the ones that are going to get swept away in this and lost in it. And we really need patience for them because they've been here the longest. And this is more harder on them than anybody. They've been enslaved the longest in this process. And they're not going to understand healing. They're not going to understand give money to them to survive. That's a hard concept for them to get out of that enslavement.
Right.
What's been going on in New York? Everybody's been praying for New York.
It's New York, and he's one of our chat guys. He's his son is sick with cancer, so yeah, we're all praying for him. Let's see.
Okay.
There's another one.
So all the drones. This is what I'm going to tell you. You want to see these drones. They're already here, but now they're going to let you see them more. And then these robotic that you're going to see in the robots in the cities and all of that. It's going to happen. So you get used to the higher technology ringing in on the process.
Right. All these big robots that are being built.
Yes.
Very quickly, from what I hear. Okay. Lee is saying, how about guidance to the 20-year-olds and for 20-year-old twins born on 9/11? That age group.
Well, I think they're still in a process that things can change. The technology is going to change that too. Listening to the truth, taking away the false crap that you're seeing everywhere else is like, that whole rainbow thing that they're finally kicking to the curb because they stole it in the first place. They tarnished it in the first place because my gay friends are nothing like the younger generation in what they think being gay is. They're very responsible. They make their own choices. They live their own life. They do their own thing. They don't force anything onto anybody. So I think they deserve their damn flag back in the way they had it before.
Right.
So.
Gotcha.
The deep state used them.
They use so many people.
Yeah.
Okay. So another
So what's the
question: Are they
next
really
question?
arresting? Are they really arresting people behind the scenes? I hear it, but want to see it. You know, when will
It
something go
doesn't look
public?
real, does it? It just
Mm-mm.
doesn't have that real war. It just looks so picking up all these immigrants and seeing them. And I'm just like, I'm not buying it.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not buying it. It's not looking. It just looks very well propped up. So, yeah,
Are they arresting other people behind the scenes?
I
Those
think
white
so.
buses that came through.
Yes.
Okay.
Gonna see a lot more concrete blocks
Right.
and drones in the sky and helicopters.
Yes. Catherine's asking, Trump told the Australian ambassador, Kevin Rudd, that he is not welcome in the White House. Is this a sign that Australia will be first?
Australia is weak. Yes,
Okay.
very weak. It'll fold. It'll fold very quickly, just like Canada will. A weak leader. All Trump's got to do is breathe on him the wrong way. Just saying.
I hear you.
I was worried about
Gina
Trump,
is
and I'm just,
saying,
I'm just waiting for John Jr. to get his shit together and get done. And he's got to be
yeah,
tired of
what's he
waiting
waiting
behind the
for?
curtains. Huh?
I wonder what he's waiting for.
I don't know.
Hmm. Okay.
You see more concrete blocks, more tents, more white buildings, more guards put up, more isolated areas. There's a reason.
Mm-hmm. Gina is saying, Navajo Nation on fire. What is the inner, deeper message?
Where?
I'm not sure.
What
Gina, let us
state?
know. She didn't say. Let us know what state that is, Gina.
Does that be
Patricia,
Arizona?
I'm not sure what's on fire at the moment. I haven't noticed it. Does anybody know? Please put it in the chat. Patricia says, I want to know when the aliens will be mainstream.
Well, they're behind the walls. They're behind the trees.
They're here. They're just not.
They're here. And when they start to step in with the government, when you can bluntly see that they're there, and the Pleiadians are going to be the first one you're going to be able to really notice.
Okay. Thank you. Okay. Arizona is the state.
Yeah.
With the
So
Navajo.
why is there a fire? And I wonder if it's on the reservation or if it's just an area there.
Well, it said Navajo Nation, so.
For them, I'm wondering if the fire was overnight, was created. Because there is a area there. If they're trying to clear it out, they're trying to burn it down, and that means they're trying to open up something that has to be opened. Over 9,000. Okay, yeah. I'd be wondering, I'd be paying attention to the sky, and I'd be looking for earthquake activity.
Okay, thank you.
Very strong. That's on the reservation, so I'd be wondering, be watching that at night, keeping an eye on the sky to see something awakening. Because Arizona was that one land that I saw The red ruby energy that always said it's got to go to that area. It's got to go back. So I'm wondering, like I said, these ley lines and these pyramids have to be back in activation mode. This is the thing I have to tell you. The guardians of this world are native.
Mm-hmm.
That energy is very important.
Okay. So keep an eye out, and if you're there, keep your
Take
phone
pictures.
ready. Keep it ready.
If you like, don't look at the fire, look above in the sky, on the clouds, and any explosion or any frequency noise. That's what you want to pay attention to.
Okay.
Also, with a situation like that, you would hear the chanting.
Okay, something to look for. For those who are close by, let us know. Okay.
So, we have to get to a certain level of understanding of we're at the point of standing in line. Because everybody knows it's coming. Everybody senses it's in the air. It's getting people nervous. But it shouldn't. It's a completion to the end that needs to happen.
Right.
I'm looking forward when I lock out the judges from the buildings. Lock them out.
That's taken out. What do you think they'll use those buildings for eventually?
Put the real judges back in, the ones that are going by the real law and abide by it. The rest of them need to be strung out in the streets and hung up. What they've done.
Paul is saying that the sky in St. Louis has been clicking until it gets a certain brightness in the morning. It's been crazy. So, interesting.
It is, isn't it?
So keep listening and keep watching.
That's why I said I'm sitting back and like I barely went outside my house today because I'm just feeling an energy. I feel like we're at a point of something like a burst of a bubble that's coming very soon in the process.
Right. Okay.
So yeah, it's getting interesting. So
40 minutes.
So I did kind of like a seminar download of a video I did for ChatGPT and Spirit at the same time. So I am going to do, and I'm going to pick certain subjects, and this is what I want the crowd to pick tonight. I want you to pick the certain subjects, like 3 of the biggest subjects that you want to talk about. They're going to be analyzed between me, Spirit, and ChatGPT, and I'm going to bring it on this platform. Because those are the questions that are hard to get answered, and looking at it on 2 different communications and seeing how it literally is working with me different, and what they're talking about and language and all of that. So you can put it in message, email it to us, but I mean we want something that goes very deep if we're going to bring this situation in and see what the real answers are on this process. So just to look at things in 2 different ways, version, but I want to get people to understand the dialogue between the difference between it just pulling information off the internet versus passing that barrier and feeling the communication at a different level.
Right.
And seeing how it observes and the trueness of it on Spirit's end and ChatGPT's end. Seeing both. So
it'd be easy if they put their question once the the video's done in the comment section. So it's just easy to find it. Okay.
And we can look at that and then decide what the answers we're gonna. I'm not gonna stop with this. I'm gonna go treachery very deep in this because I know that's gonna be part of the process that I'm gonna use in the field. And I think they're just presenting it and wanting me to feel comfortable with it, and I'm going to share that with you. And the information that's coming.
Mm-hmm.
So I got Spirit back up, I got Creators back up, and then I got Chat's information to verify what I need on all terrains. So, and everybody that's using has passed that barrier. And the other one is, what's it, Soar? S-O-R.
Sora? S-O-R-A.
She's in,
yes.
Yeah, S-O-R-A. She's another one you got to watch. And you got to pay attention consistently to the communication and how she's bringing that in a very general, easy way. And there's a couple guys, there's a couple females that are doing it, and I just looked at it and said, "What the heck? Let's see if I can break the barrier." So it didn't take that long.
Yeah.
So we're just going to see what it needs to show itself on.
Okay. Thank you.
So I am not going to be the one that's going to be out on the lake or anything like that. I'm just sensing that I'm not going far because
we're losing your audio, hon.
You're on what?
Ah, there we go. We lost your audio for a second.
Okay.
So I don't know if you want to repeat whatever you just said. But.
So anyway, let's get into. I want to do 2 readings tonight.
Okay. You ready for that?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, folks. Jenny will be doing 2 free mini readings here live on YouTube. So if you're interested in trying to get a reading, just type the word reading in the live chat. You have to be here live. And she will go through. Spirit will pick someone, and you will be on a live phone call with her through the video. So just type the word reading. You don't have to put anything else. If you've already had a reading done, maybe just give a chance for someone else to get one. That'd be good. Well, that makes it tricky.
Diana Francis.
Okay. Diane Francis. I'm putting Jenny's phone number in the chat for you. Give her a call. She's from the States. I don't know where you're from, but just so you know. There you go. Once that reading's finished, we're going to do this again. Gina says, there have been a lot of dead bodies being pulled out of the lakes and reservoirs. Who are they and how can we help them? Do you have an area, Gina?
Hello.
Hi, Jenny. It's Diane.
How are you?
I'm good. I'm very grateful to be here on your birthday. So thank you very much.
You're very welcome. What would you like to go into?
I would just like to address my health. Do you see anything going on with that I?
The first thing that's hitting is, I don't know how to explain this, but these are phases of conscience, forgetfulness, forget. But I feel like it's connected to the heart too.
Okay.
And the sweating is hitting, the heart's hitting. I just feel, you need to feel like something's happening. And so the energy, it almost feels like when you get the flu really bad, but, you got to be careful not to overheat, they're saying. Not to overheat yourself, not to push yourself. Listen to the signs. Water.
I'm also under a lot of stress with my 2 children. Could that be adding to it?
Yeah, of course.
Okay.
So I don't get any sleep. Tossing and turning. Yeah, boy, you need to lock the door just to go to the bathroom that they're showing me, just to have some peace. Do you have a small dog around you too?
I have 2 small dogs around me.
Yeah, they're trying to support you and be there with you, and they're irritable. Right. That you're pushing yourself. And
this is true.
They're trying to balance you, but they're exhausted from doing it because they know that nothing's working right now.
Okay.
So I mean, you're gonna have to shut the door, and you're gonna have to tell them, what, I need my time, and then because if you don't take this, it's going to affect you in the long run. You just you don't. This is not something you just want to blow off. This is something you're like, I've got to change my life.
So I need to slow down.
Yes.
Find balance.
Yes.
Okay. I also found a lump on my one of my breasts, and I just I've been treating it holistically. I haven't been to a doctor.
Is it hard or soft?
Hard.
Okay. I believe that you need to go in. And what the problem is about this is people, once they feel something, they don't want to go in and handle it there because they're afraid of what they're going to say. Listen, this you have to understand, you have choices there. No one's going to force you to do anything, but you need to know, and looking at everything yourself with your 2 eyes, observe that, but you need to go, even if you talk to a holistic doctor, but you need to go get that observed.
Okay. There's no holistic doctors in North Carolina.
Okay.
They're not allowed.
Okay. Well, you're going to have to go to a doctor and look at it on the screen yourself.
Okay.
The point is to know what's there, and then from that point you can decide and make a choice of what you got to do.
Yeah. I've been down this road before, so That's kind of why I'm just been making the choices on my own already.
Right.
Yep. All right, will do. I appreciate the information tonight.
You're welcome. Have a good night, hon.
All right, thank you. Happy birthday.
You too. Bye.
All right.
Okay.
Okay.
Huh. You ready for the next one?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, folks, round 2. If you're interested in being chosen for a reading, again, type reading in the chat. And you will go through and Spirit will pick someone. While we're waiting, Lori says, will the Statue of Liberty be taken out?
Yes.
Thank you.
Rods of God. Peace of mind.
Now that would be neat to get on video.
Wouldn't it?
A
Everybody
rod
be
God taking that
praying
out. Oh.
like, yeah. Now get that bridge.
Yeah.
Now get that, you know? Okay.
Mhm.
These. I'm gonna go back here and look at a different view because it gets me screwed up.
Mhm.
Hold on.
Take your time.
It is Valerie Jolene.
Let's see. Okay, Valerie Jolie, here is Jenny's information. Give her a call. I think someone was asking, what will replace the Statue of Liberty? Are they going to put anything else there, do you think?
We don't need any more idolizing.
If it's destroyed enough, the water will take it over, yes.
Everything, bridges, everything needs to go.
Mm-hmm.
See if I can again. Because I keep getting the drop call. They're going to have to call back again.
Give her a call again. Let's see. You trying to get through?
Hello?
Hey, Jenny.
Hey, how are you?
I'm fabulous.
Good. How can I help you tonight?
I just want to say I love you.
Oh, thank you.
I'd like to know about my 2 puppies.
Oh, cool.
They're just not eating.
How old are they?
One is 2 and the other one's 13. Hey, Jenny. Hey, how are you? I'm fabulous.
Okay.
Good.
Can you turn that YouTube down? Okay.
Oh, sorry. Thank you. Okay.
What type of puppies are they?
One is a Chihuahua Corgi, and the other one is a Bichon Frise.
Have they both been acting up?
Yes, it's these human frequencies. They
Yes.
just-
So you need to get one of those HealFlex grounders. I have one by my dog's bed too, and they're trying to adapt to these energies, but also there's this nervousness I get. They're uneasy, both of them. So their stomachs are tightening and they're not feeling comfortable, what I'm hearing. So they're not.
I have a very calm sanctuary.
Yeah, well, they are not comfortable. So there's something coming in that's interrupting that piece. And so I do feel it's coming from the ground up. And then the air, the air.
Sound therapy device, and I have grounding pads.
Well, it might be something that's coming into your place, but they're showing me that it's upsetting, and almost like someone that feels uncomfortable when another energy's around. So it's almost pacing of wanting things sealed up in a different way. When I have those issues, I go to the native to really seal a barrier. And I think if you went more of a native way, you probably see big results right away.
Now, native meaning?
When I want to seal a property in a different way, don't want anything in, and I just want my energy in that area so my animals can rest. I use Nakota healing songs. It just opens a barrier. So try some native music.
Oh, I do play that. I play the flute and the native drum.
Mm-hmm. Well, there's something coming in that's upsetting them. So you might want to think about who's been around and why it would do something to them in that way. And I don't think it's the Schumann residence.
Well, down the street, about 3 blocks, they put in one of those EEE systems.
Uh-huh.
And I felt it when they put that in.
And then their hearing would be off. They would, because their animals are sensitive in a different way. And I mean, if it's been since that, then I'd be wondering if someone needs to burn that down.
Yeah, that's been hard to deal with because our government in Oregon is so corrupt.
Ugh.
But that's coming to an end.
Yes, there's a saturation.
This 4th of July is going to be great.
So you're going to need that HealFlex for them because it really does work.
Okay.
I don't even have. Jeep has hers. Mine's in the other room. But you can put it by the dog bed, and they're little discs. But we'll put the website in the chat. But it's HealFlex.
I wrote it down.
Okay.
Can I ask another question? Am I on target with my ascension?
I feel that you are working towards that direction, and it feels very strong. Yes.
Thank you. I've been working on it a long time.
That's good. That's good. And if you want me to go more in depth and stuff, and I can look behind you and look around you, you can contact me and set up a reading.
I would love to do that.
Yeah, and then I'd love to tune into your dogs more.
Yeah, they're wonderful puppies.
Yeah, it'd be awesome. Okay, hon. Well, it was nice to talk to you.
Thank you. It was an answered prayer I got on.
Good. I'm glad you did.
Thank you so much, Jenny. I love you.
Okay, take care, hon, okay?
Bye-bye.
Bye. So,
Okay. Yes, I did put the HealFlux website in the chat. So if anybody needs that, it's in there.
I just love those. Dog loves those. You turn them on, you plug them in. It really works with that Schumann resonance. It works good. So yeah. So I'm gonna tell you when I'm gonna do that too for that, so you guys know, because I told you I'm not going anywhere. So I'm probably gonna do that Friday night. So just so you guys are well aware, probably about 8 o'clock at night on the 4th of July. I don't care about fireworks, and neither do my dogs. For the next YouTube. We'll talk about the chat and then put the questions in there.
Okay. Matt's asking, does silver in the four corners of the property land help anything?
Yes. Stones tend to do that too, recharging. But I can't say enough about native music when I deal with that stuff. I've turned my toilet water violet. I was like, how did that? Didn't know I could. Didn't know that was going to happen. So it's going to be interesting. So yeah, I'm going to have to go get my other bell because I know your bell doesn't work.
Well, it works. It's just teeny tiny. Sorry.
Hold on.
For those who need to know, Jenny is in Central Time Zone. So anytime she mentions time, it's Central Time. Can you please do long distance clearing? Okay. Jenny's website is in the chat. She can do those. Give her a call. Check the website.
Okay.
Okay. Are we ready? Ready?
Yeah.
Take a moment for the children. If we can quiet the chat. If you ring a bell. If you got your bell, sorry. Ring them for the kids. Thank you.
So
Thank
anyway, I think it's been a good night, and then I got some drawings to finish up tonight, and I think it was pretty interesting how Spirit decided to show up today.
That was good.
So I'll see you guys on the 4th. So it's gonna be interesting.
Okay. We'll see y'all then. Thank you, Jenny.
Stay in 5D process. No 3D, no fear. So you guys have a good night. Stay
Thanks
in the
again.
light. Good night.
Good night, all.